You get stale.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
You forget about things like stale.
Popcorn. Popcorn. Stale popcorn.
Popcorn.
Pop.
This is the
Stale popcorn.
Hello and welcome to the Stale Popcorn Podcast. I'm Steven, and with me as always is my co-host Christopher. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm well, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We got quite the show for folks. We're going to be talking about stuff and things in that order. If you want to skip around, take a jaunt, there's timestamps below. But you mind if I start off with some news, friendo?
Start.
You like Spaceballs?
I like balls.
Yeah. You ever see the movie?
And I like space. I seen it back when I was a child.
Yeah.
I remember a few things there. They got the shoot 'em in the nuts, Rick Moranis. I remember there's a code that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 or something. You seen this? Am I just spitting to a wall here?
You're spitting to wall, but I have seen it, but I don't love it. And I think under different circumstances I would have liked it as a kid. I remember my mom forced me to go to a sleepover with some kid I didn't like, and we watched it.
I feel like you've said this for many movies.
Yeah, probably.
That's
I got
same
a list.
kid, huh? You want to give him a shout out to Ted or whoever it was?
Here's to you, Brandon, for ruining this movie for me.
Yeah.
Spaceballs 2.
Mm.
They're coming out with it, buddy.
Is Moranis coming back?
Rick Moranis? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. The one
He is.
confirmed.
Spoiler.
He is? Okay.
I
You
saw
did
it, I
more
saw
work
it.
than I did for this
Well, I
announcement.
just saw it. I was going to do it myself.
Oh,
but-
well.
Yeah, he's coming out of retirement.
Awesome.
And you know who else is coming back?
Mel,
And
I would say Bill Pullman.
today it is Bill Paul. I was going to say, we
Oh.
fight.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay. That's
Bill
always
Pullman.
good. Too bad we can't get John Candy back.
Yeah, why isn't he coming back?
Well, R.I.P. Mel Brooks is back at 98. Man, he is plugging away.
I assumed he had croaked by now,
Yeah.
but apparently he's still kicking.
Yeah, they released a teaser trailer for it, and I actually found it quite funny. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's like the Star Wars crawl, but they go throughout all the different kind of franchises that they've had. It's like over 38 years we've had this and this and this, and 80 Spider-Man movies and 1,000 of these, but only one Spaceball. And I was like, okay, that's kind of fun. So I think I'm looking forward to it. Maybe watch it again with you. Maybe we'll see. We'll do that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, Chris, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you ever just stay up at night thinking about the legal definition of Shrek?
If it's love?
Yeah, there you go. First of all, you passed the test. Second
Oh.
of all,
Are they doing a live action of that? Because can't wait.
Disney and Universal, they are suing
Okay.
a prominent artificial intelligence startup for copyright infringement. Apparently, Midjourney, if you could type in, generate Shrek doing XYZ or generate Darth Vader doing this or Spider-Man, whatever,
Uh-huh.
they're like, no. Those are our intellectual properties. You can't be doing this.
If Shrek's gonna make love to a little boy, it's gonna be from us. Okay.
You didn't have to go there, but sure.
So-
Yeah, so are you interested in the legal definition of Shrek?
Sure.
Shrek's namesake character is a large, bald, dull green ogre with a broad, round face, brown eyes, and highly distinctive trumpet-shaped ears. Shrek typically wears crude clothing consisting of a canvas-like shirt, leather vest, and brown leggings. So now you
switch
know.
it to red leggings.
There
and you're fine.
right? Then you're good. I guess AI, it's another advancement there, but you can't really infringe upon those characters, so good on them, I guess. Another win for Disney, which
Yeah.
we all need.
We're all super stoked for him. Good job, Disney.
What news you got for me, bud?
Caleb McLaughlin. You know him?
Oh, Sarah's son. Yes, in the arms of the angel.
Yes. The kid from Stranger Things, the token black friend.
Oh, okay, sure.
He's going to voice the lead and role in GOAT, a new film produced and starring Stephen Curry from the Golden State Warriors. He's doing his own little Space Jam, but with a goat. I support. That's my GOAT.
Okay, sure. Okay, I like it. Any artwork for it? Does it look fun, or is it just like, hey, this guy's doing this?
It's just like a little cover of a goat that looks like a bad guy's animation style.
Okay.
You know, your token.
A goat playing basketball with live-action Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's got a ball. It's one of them airless balls. You seen those?
I have seen those. They look weird and fun.
Speaking of airless balls, you heard of those pumps?
What?
Those pumps, them ball pumps.
No, what are you talking about?
They're the talk of the town here. You stick it in there, you pump it 1, 2, 3 times, you get hard as a rock. the ball, that is. I should.
Gosh. Oh man, I couldn't know less of what you're talking about right now.
Well,
that's
we'll
funny.
just leave
It's
it
funny.
at that.
Sure.
But speaking of airless pumps and airless balls, the Backrooms. You ever heard of these?
Yeah.
The games. The kids they're obsessed with these. They're spooky. They're splendid. The Backrooms movie has been greenlit at, you want to take a guess which studio?
It would be fantastic if it was A24.
Correct.
Maybe, oh, okay, cool.
Renate Rainsby and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Boy. She would tell Ejiofor, first of all.
Yes, Okafor.
And I couldn't even hear the first one that you butchered.
Renate Rainsby. Any idea? Renate?
I think you had a stroke, but we'll keep pushing forward here, right?
They're going to star.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And Kane Parsons will be the youngest director ever for A24 at 19 years old.
I love it.
Filming begins in this summer.
Boy, that's just a perfect marriage, man. I cannot wait for it.
You ever play any of those?
I've seen a lot of people playing. I'm too scared to. I get a little spooky.
You're a little scared.
I'm a coward, Mickey.
Always were.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers. Or, sorry. Let's retake that. Robert Eggers.
There it is.
Is reportedly developing an adaptation for A Christmas Carol. He's writing the role of Ebenezer Scrooge for... Want to take a guess?
Jim Carrey, second time go around.
Nope.
Okay.
He's a token. He's in all the Edgers.
If you say...
Well, not all, but a
is
good
it
amount.
Skarsgård?
No.
Oh, I'm just spitballing here.
Think an old grumpy man. I can't.
Willem.
It's Willem.
Oh, goodness, yes.
I think he'd be a good Ebenezer man.
Indefinitely, yes.
Another film, Violent Night 2, will release December 4th, 2026 in theaters.
Ooh, David Harbour, sure.
The kids, they love these Santa movies where he fights people.
Wait, what's the first one called?
Violent Night.
So is the second one going to be called Deadly Night?
It's called Violent Night 2.
Oh.
They did that. They did the Red One, which we watched. Which apparently, I think we're the only people that hated it because my mother, she loved it. And if you look up Rotten Tomatoes, like audience, it's got like a 90%.
Listen, to be fair, if we go on your mom's letterbox, she would have Prince of Persia 5 stars. So,
that's true.
I mean, that's
what's wrong with that?
Oh.
And then there was that other Mel Gibson Santa. The people, they love these angry Santas.
Glenn's Corner, where I'm sitting in the corner looking at nothing but a picture of Glenn.
Gigi Paris, you remember this gal?
Oh, Gigi, yes. So famous to name a city after her.
Exactly. She breaks her silence because she used to be an item with our boy Glenn, if you recall.
Yes.
But, I mean, it's a big old quote, and she's kind of trashing the man, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But she broke her silence. She basically, she was fed up with the Glenn and Sydney rumors, and he was being a little flirtatious. He asked me, he's selling the movie. He's doing a good job.
It's part of the job.
Marketing 101.
You know, I get it from a standpoint of being with someone at the caliber of Glenn Powell, being jealous of anything that comes along. So I get it. It's another week of what are we doing with our lives?
I know, exactly.
But here we are.
Well, let me ask you what you're doing with your life. You see any flicks, any shows?
I haven't seen anything, but I did a thing, if you'll indulge me.
Don't care.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it anyways.
All right, whatever.
No, you know what?
Is it?
You know what? I'm going to do it anyways. For those who don't know, I went to a convention with a friend of mine. Shout out to Cole. We had a grand old time. We played some video games at this convention, met some people, met some folks. Chief of which, I met Billy Boyd, a.k.a. Pippin
Beat
from
him
Lord of the
3
Rings.
times in a row.
Billy is awful, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, which one's next? No one's going to know that reference.
Hey, throw it in the clip. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. Billy is awful. One of the worst game players of all time. You'll be playing a 2-player game and you'll go, Billy, press X. And he'll be like, hang on a minute, which one's X?
Yeah, no, so we met Billy Boyd, got to talk to him for a bit. shook his hand, and then the whole 9 yards. It was a great experience and had some grand old fun. I'd say that was more enjoyable than watching any movie, just hanging out with the buddy all day. And yeah,
So
good
you're
times.
saying he's not dead?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's alive and well. But it was also cool. We didn't get to meet, but we saw Elijah Wood, Dominic Monaghan.
Yes. I actually got so good at the game I could
Make it
levitate my
float. Yes.
float. I remember as a kid, I was like, "How the hell did he do that?" Like,
Me too.
I was-
I've actually made the controller float, and without touching anything, I've managed to play the game. It's only happened a few times, but
Oh man! Again, nobody's gonna know what we're talking about unless you're a weird nerd like us. Anyway, it was a fun convention and had a good time. So, back question to you: what you been watching?
The Ritual.
Oh, is this the one on Netflix?
No.
Oh, okay, then no.
I think I've seen that. That's the one in the woods.
Yeah.
And I was hoping this would be like a cult type movie, Ritual, maybe. So I'm like, that's kind of fun. Al Pacino's hit his Russell Crowe phase where he becomes an exorcist.
Hooah! We all look forward to that era of old actors.
Everyone's gotta do
Everyone's
it.
got to do it. Yeah. Ralph Fiennes is coming up. Conclave sequel.
That's true. Yeah. So it's got him. He plays an exorcist. Dan Stevens.
Oh, I love Dan Stevens.
And there's some girl. She's got some demon in her. It was disappointing. I mean, I didn't know anything about it, but I knew it had Al Pacino and it had Dan Stevens. And I was hoping more culty, but it was just your run-of-the-mill exorcism movie. Which, if you're into it, maybe you like it, but I don't think I like a single one of those type of movies personally. But I thought Al Pacino did a good job. Dan Stevens, I was a little let down. Like, they didn't really use him to his full potential, Because even like, what was that movie? Cuckoo?
Yeah.
The movie itself was fine. Like, I think I liked it more than most. But I'm like, if you let Dan Stevens just be creep and do all this stuff, I'm a fan of his. But this one, he's just kind of bland. And everyone else is kind of bland. Overall, I'm going to say bad. I didn't like it.
Aw.
Wick is Pain. It's a documentary on Jonathan Wick.
Oh, yes. Big
You
tall
heard?
fellow, big long beard. Yes, I have, yeah.
Goes through all the movies, but spends the most time on how the first one got put together. And just a couple interesting things, if I can bite your ear for a second here.
Dig a hole, go for it.
The writer, he was babysitting his neighbor's dog. It was like a little dog. And he'd write, and the dog would hop up on his lap and just kind of sleep there. And he's just like, what would happen if someone just murdered this dog? And then he wrote the basic plot of it. They're like, this is going to be good for Keanu. Bring him back to the action here. They get him signed on, and they're like, all right, we could probably get some pretty good directors. You got Keanu star. That was the summer where he had 47 Ronin and some other like Asian film, and they both bombed.
Yeah.
And that was when Keanu was at his rock bottom. None of the directors really wanted to do it. So that's when they get Chad and David. And they were stuntmen. Keanu knew them because they had worked together on The Matrix and they'd known each other for a while. Keanu was like, let's get these guys. And they're like, all right, we'll get them. They originally had signed on to direct another movie that was going to star Jean-Claude Van Damme and Psy from the Gangnam Style as the two stars.
What on earth?
And then they're like, oh, they were going to not be able to direct it because they were short like $6.5 million. And then Eva Longoria just gives them the money.
Yeah.
Just in the ninth hour, which they don't expand on more because I'm like, are you going to let us know anything more about this? But they never do. But then, yeah, obviously the movie goes on. But it was very interesting. If you're a fan, I would recommend.
Yeah.
Give it a watch.
Good. Yeah.
I'm going to say good. I liked it.
Very nice.
Well, should we get into this, buddy?
Let's get into it. Let's dive into it.
Show me Dragon.
Very good. Very good. Comment below if you know that reference, and I'll give you a high five in person. Can I just say, I am severely disappointed. I went in looking to learn, looking for some tangible knowledge, and there was in no way any information for a practical method of training my dragon. I actually have him chained up in my backyard. He's one of those shape-shifting dragons, and he's turned back into my neighbor, but he's still there. But I went in, for a practical guide, and I have no notes, Chris. There was no training of dragons to be taught in this movie.
Let me ask you this. You seen the original?
I have not. I have never seen
Never.
any of the cartoon Train Your Dragons. I've never read the book. Nothing. Get it out of my house.
I like the original. And this one is pretty much like a copy paste, like a couple minor details, but it's not like a Snow White or
Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch where they change a lot of things, which I liked. I think that's pretty much what most people are like. If you're doing a live action remake, we don't really care. We don't really want you to switch that much.
Yeah.
I think most people are going to like the animation better.
Yeah.
A lot easier to do a lot of things with animation versus live action.
Yep.
Saying all that, I still like this one. As far as live action remakes go, it's one of the best. I can't really think of any that I liked, really. I thought it was better than Lilo and Stitch, better than Snow White. I would say good. I liked it.
Yeah, I really like this one. It's good. I liked it. I purposely haven't seen the cartoon since because I just want to judge it on its own merit. And I had a friend ask me, they're like, how can you judge this movie without having seen the original? The same reason I can watch Lord of the Rings without reading the book. I mean, come on, what logic is that? Yeah, so I'm looking to you to tell me the differences. But I would say it's a really fun watch. If you're looking for, a good family time, it's better than Lilo and Stitch, better than Snow White. Yeah, I just really liked it. I dug it. I dug it a lot, Chris.
Yes. It's a movie about there's a boy named Hiccup. And his dad, Gerard Butler.
Jerry's butler.
There's in Scotland, and there's lots of dragons, and they're attacking. They're evil. It's they hate each other. It's the Bloods versus Crips here.
Perfect analogy.
Yeah, it's the Montagues versus the
Capulets.
It's the Hutus versus the Tutis. What are the other ones? Hotel Rwanda.
You lost me. Comment below. What's Chris talking about?
It's in Africa. It's a thing, man. You never seen Rwanda?
I've heard of Rwanda. Yeah, she lives down my street. Anyway, we're getting way off. Keep going.
They don't like each other.
They don't like each other.
Everyone, all the humans, they hate the dragons. But Hiccup, he wants to be part of the town here. He wants to catch a dragon, so they respect him. But he's kind of the token
outcast,
smart boy, outcast, do it different. And he has this little catapult thing that shoots a little rope. He hits a
Night Fury,
which no one's ever seen before because they're bloody fast. It's like that one ho-ho thing from Pokemon, if you remember that first episode.
A Usain Bolt in the sky, if you will.
He hits it, but no one believes him, and he basically kind of ruined the town. I think he murdered all the sheep. Was that
That's
what
safe
was
to
happening?
say, yeah. No, he personally took a knife to all of them, murdered all of them, yeah.
Killed all the sheep. He did hit the dragon, and he's going to kill it, but he doesn't have the heart to because he's a good guy. You can't hurt this poor animal, and then he starts being friends with it, but he can't tell no one. And then he starts teaching it how to fly. He's learning how to train a dragon, and then it ends up the dragons were the friends they made along the way.
Yeah, well said, well put. Does it follow the exact same beats as the cartoon?
Just from my memory, I don't think there was any like Asian or black people in the cartoon.
Were there Asians and blacks in this one?
Yeah, there's a couple black people. And
See,
there was
I don't even see race, Chris.
I guess.
I don't even see. I see racism, but not race. So
I will admit, I almost was being that guy. I was like, for a half a second, I'm like, they're in Scotland. Why are there black people? Why are there Asians? And then I'm like, it's a kids movie about dragons. Why do I care? That's where I was like, I'm dumb here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because this one, they're like, we got all the best Vikings from across the land. And it's supposed to be the best of the best go to that island to kill the dragons. I don't think that was a thing in the cartoon. I don't remember it, at least. The guy that's like always trying to impress his dad and his dad hates him.
Yep, been there.
That wasn't in the cartoon at all.
Oh, okay, sure.
Overall, like a lot of the same lines, a lot of like shot for shot the same. But should we go into some cons?
Yes. I got some. There are some things that didn't quite translate. I could assume that they were supposed to be like bouncy, like animation lends really well to that, where you can animate a silly character where they're kind of flailing, and the animation's like hyper stylized, wacky movements, and it doesn't quite have the same, I would assume, feel. Like the twins, for instance. You could tell that skinny guy, he's supposed to be like the, and the physicality just, it doesn't match quite. There's the token fat guy character who's spouting off all that nerd stuff. I could tell some of his lines were like, oh, this line is from the movie. But I couldn't understand a lot of what he was saying. That actor, he's really good, but he has a really thick New Zealand accent. He was trying to cover it up, but didn't do that well of a job. And so I was like, wait, what is that? It didn't break the movie at all. It's just a small con. But other things that didn't quite translate to me was like the cartoon is a hyper stylized kind of deal where you got the dragons are all kind of really cartoony. And so when you literally take like Toothless, when you take him and put him in a real world, it looks weird. Because I don't have affinity for it. So I was like, Hiccup, for instance. I looked up a picture of him from the cartoon. He's this goober, just a weird Play-Doh looking boy, They cast like this really handsome, broad young man, and they try to hide it. I'm like, this guy's too handsome to be playing this goober guy.
And he doesn't have the like nasally. This guy obviously isn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Minor cons. It did not break the movie for me. I still think it's great. It's not a con, but I was thinking on my way home, I was like, this must have been really weird for Jerry's butler to do the same movie twice.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Barely an inconvenience.
Like, I know this line, yeah.
I remember saying this.
Yeah. I just thought that was cute. Must have been fun for him to like kind of do it, recreate it, but live action. So
it's an uphill battle with the live action because I feel like in the cartoon you could like beat up the dragons a little more. Because this one, when the Night Fury blows the fire in the beginning, he just like hops down like 5 feet to like the next level. In the cartoon, he like jumps off the whole thing, which it's like a cartoon. You can kind of do whatever. And like they do like punch him up a little bit in this, but you can only do so much. As far as like plot wise, they go find the dragons. They get kicked to the curb. And that's not even a dragon nest.
Yeah.
It's just like them in the ocean somewhere. I'm like, why do you think you would be better when you go to like their headquarters, Like, why would that?
Yeah, you send out some scouts first, at least.
I know.
You got some pros?
I'd say my favorite is the 25 to hour 15 mark or so, because I like the sneaking around and he's got the dragon and you see that relationship build.
Yeah.
He imprints him, puts the hand on his face.
Does the Jacob, yeah.
I like the plot for this a lot. I thought visually it looked pretty good. I know you were kind of trashing on it, but I was like, especially when they're doing like the flying around and it hits the water and it's flying through all those things. I was like, this is fun. All right, I'm not going to be too nitpicky. This is good fun here.
Yeah. To be fair, Christopher, I was not trashing it. I just said a minor con was that some of the style didn't quite translate anyway. But to speak to your point, when they're flying, when Hiccup's like teaching Toothless to fly, yeah, I think that was the best bit and the strongest bit, building the relationship, and then he's building the little thing for him. And I was like, this is cool. And they have that grand first flight, if you will. It was fun, real fun to watch. I think the music in this is really good, really good. Like so much that I'm going to add it to my soundtrack playlist. It does a lot of the heavy lifting, if we're talking like the emotionality of things. The main theme is really heroic and uplifting, and it's iconic. And there's variations of that leitmotif that just kind of ingrain you in that world and burn in your brain where you're kind of humming it on the way home. And it's just real good. To kind of continue what you were saying, it's a real fun story, real simple story, fun for the kids, hooting, hollering, laughing, sneering, all that jazz. Teaches good family values, about having courage, doing the right thing even though it's hard, standing up to people for the right reasons, and finding individuality among the mundane, and stuff like that's really good. I think Disney should really be taking some notes. Bob Iger should have been in there with me, right next to me, taking notes.
Yep.
Because this is how you do a live action, I would assume. Because anyone can go in here and watch, hey, this is a good movie. And yeah, you could probably do that with maybe the live action ones, but it's just so much, it's on a different caliber, Disney, I know you're listening. Bob, we chat on the phone every once in a while. Just take the same things that make the original special and just do that. It's not that hard. Hire actors that aren't going to be morons on press tours. Like, I don't understand what's so hard about that, but here we are. Yeah, I'd say if you have kids, maybe go see it. Even if you don't, if you like the original, go see it again. That's all I got.
Yeah, same. That's all I got.
Well, Chris, we did it. We got through another episode. We're proud. A couple of just friends having a good old time, and shout out Big Die. Know you're listening.
Yep.
Number one
As
fan.
usual.
Thank you so much. We're so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Bloody.
Oh, yeah?
Rick,
what are we at these days?
I don't know where we're at. I know we're close. You can check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. We're on Farmers Only. We're on Homestar Runner. We run that site now.
Yes.
What else we got? We got I
Call
Am.
it Homo Star Runner.
Hey, there we go. What else?
997 subs.
We are three subs away.
Hey, maybe we'll get it by the time this comes out. Anyways, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Popcorn. Pop, 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 pop.
This is the
Stale. Popcorn. Quick, kids. Popcorn.
And if you really want to help the channel, open up a tab, have one of our playlists playing in the background. Boy, wouldn't that just be just a help
You
for
really
us?
want this, huh? Yeah.
Nobody listens to this last part anyway. Who cares?
That's true. Yeah, I could. Steve's gay.
Hey, wait a second.
What? No one listens.
You're right.
Your secret's safe with us. 4 people that are still listening here, Steve.
Yeah.
I stole some granola from Walgreens back in 07. I still never paid back.
Have you ever stolen anything? On a more serious note, Christopher.
I have stolen granola from Walgreens.
Oh my
It
gosh.
wasn't Walgreens. What's that other place?
He admitted.
He admitted. It was Winco. That's what it's called.
Winco, yeah.
It was one of those like, oh, I forgot to write down the number, and I'm all the way at the checkout. I'm not paying for that, and then I got out of that. Yeah.
We've been there.
How about you? I've stolen a couple things. I'm a little klept.
I mean, I've stolen things on accident where, like, you accidentally not scan a thing. That's what the self-checkout's for. It's choose your own adventure.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it's for.
Oh, I'm not paying for that. That's a suggestion there.
When I was like 6, my brother is like, go steal those Pokemon cards. And I was like, all right. So I stole it and I opened them in my car. I was in the back row. It wasn't like the typical one with the +2 blue or water and the ones I could battle with. It was some dumb holographic. And I was so mad, I just left them in the car. And my mother, she saw them. And somehow she knew. She's like, you steal these cards? And what? No. She was like, well, I know you asked me 10 minutes ago if I could buy them for you. And now they're in the car. I'm like, what?
You're like, coincidences happen, mother.
What? No.
Yeah.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. And then she made me pay them back. It was the most humiliating thing. She was like, made me work around, earn up like $3, go back to that JCPenney. And I remember like standing in line. It was a pretty long line. I was like, dang, at least I'm not the only kid that's stealing. Like, I just thought everyone in that line
was with their mom
they
having
stole something and they had to return it back. And